Autism destroys families. More importantly, it destroys our greatest resource, which are our children. These are kids who will never pay taxes. They'll never hold a job. They'll never play baseball. They'll never write a poem. They'll never go out on a date. Many of them will never use a toilet unassisted.
That was our Health and Human Services Secretary, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., projecting a small and limited life for children diagnosed with autism. In the same breath, he also baselessly claimed that autism is preventable and due to environmental causes. Researchers who've spent decades studying autism have never narrowed it down to just a single cause. RFK Jr. didn't just face backlash from experts, he also received widespread criticism and condemnation from autistic people and those who know and love them. That includes actress Holly Robinson Peete, the mother to a 27-year-old son with autism. And Holly Robinson Peete joins me now to discuss this. She's an actress, author, co-founder of the Holly Rod Foundation with her husband, and she has used her voice in a very powerful way to discuss this. Holly, thanks so much for being with us. I saw something that you posted. I was deeply moved by it, and I wanted a chance to talk to you about this, so thanks for being with us today.
So happy to be here and speak with you. I just, even hearing it again, I can't tell you how viscerally I react. I just cannot believe that he said the things that he said. I cannot believe that in 2025, we're still relitigating the possibilities for people who are on the spectrum. It's amazing the language that he uses. It sounds to me, Michelle, like he's never sat down with a family and never even had a conversation with anybody who has autism or who loves someone with autism. It just is mind-blowing. The dangerous, negative rhetoric that he put forward. I had a never day in 2000 when I sat next to my husband and a pediatrician who told us all these things our son would never do. And he was only 3 years old. And it was devastating. He would never speak, say, I love you. He would never play team sports. He would never have meaningful employment, friends, all the things. And if I had just curled up in a ball and, just given into those nevers, I don't know who RJ would be today. But this is dangerous language and we cannot have it.
I want you to tell us a little bit about RJ. You have been a tremendous advocate for your son. He was diagnosed with autism when he was 3 years old. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to learn a little bit more about what it's like being his mother. I love something that you said, that this doesn't destroy families. It actually teaches you something about what unconditional love really means.
Oh, yes. And just off the top, autism is a spectrum disorder, so everybody's going to have a different journey. Not everyone's going to have the type of outcome that RJ had, but he's such a special, I almost said kid, but he's 27. He's so amazing. He's so pure. He's so lovely. And when he got this job working for the Los Angeles Dodgers 9 years ago, it changed his life. It gave him purpose and dignity and a paycheck, and it helped him self-advocate. And these are the things that we hope for our people with autism, that they will be valuable people in society. He never had any friends growing up. Now he's got a whole clubhouse full of friends. These Dodgers have embraced him, and they love him, and they gave him support to get through this job. And this is a kid that was told all these things he would never do. One of the things that the secretary said is that he would never pay taxes. That just threw me off, because he actually asked me who FICA was, because that's actually FICA in California.
On his paycheck.
You're a taxpayer now, so you got to know who that is. So, I mean, these are the things. And one of the things he said was, he would never write a poem. And I hadn't even realized until I went down rabbit holes of looking at videos of RJ in the last couple of days. And there he is talking about this poem that he wrote, where he talked about what it was like to be nonverbal. I posted that as well. But he's a great kid, and I have met through our Holly Rod Foundation so many amazing kids and so many families who have higher support needs than RJ, but yet are beautiful, valuable, and they need services and programs, Michelle. We're not even having that conversation.
So what did RFK get wrong when he says that this destroys life, when he says that this is preventable, when he says that there are potentially environmental causes?
He got everything wrong when he said that autism destroys families. He got everything that he said was wrong. Are there young people who struggle, with some of the things that autism presents, how it presents? Yes, struggle more than others. He got all of that wrong. When it comes to causation, when RJ was diagnosed in 2000, I was a mad woman trying to figure out what causes this, what is this, and I think parents want to know. But at some point, I just focused and shifted all my energy on giving RJ the best chance at life, on surrounding him with a team of people who love him. As a mom of a kid with autism, the scariest thing in the world is what happens when I die. Where am I going to go? Who's going to understand him? Who's going to love him properly? And so I wanted to set him up for success as much as I could. And with our foundation, a lot of the things that we do helps to support these families that are impacted by autism. And, I simply can't imagine being a Secretary of Health and Human Services and speaking on autism so negatively like this. One of the things that he said even after that, Michelle, I don't know if you heard, but he also even talked about an adult with autism. He's never seen a 70-year-old man with autism walking around a mall. In other words, autism doesn't impact people as they get older, but my son is 27 and he's still on the spectrum, and I can direct him to many people. So if you're going to talk about us, you need to learn from us.
Is part of the issue here the tone that he took in talking about autism? Because this is a chance, for actually, as autism is in the spotlight, but the tone he used was dismissive and apparently quite hurtful to a lot of people, including you.
I called it institutionalized hopelessness. I called it, it's such a down, negative way, and it creates a boogeyman out of autism. And also the first thing that jumped off to me was autism is a disease, is what he said. And it is not. It is a disorder. It's a difference. It's a neurodevelopmental issue. And I just think he got it all wrong. And I hope that he talks to a family or someone to sort of school him. He needs an autism 101 so bad, it's not even funny. So I'm praying that he will see the light and talk to some families, because right now he is misrepresenting the journeys and of what so many families are going through and how hard our kids have fought. RJ said to me, "Mom, I've come so far, and I'm really insulted by what he said." And I said, "Yeah, son, because he's wrong, and he needs to figure out what autism is. All these families need support and compassion and jobs and all the things that you do and value in life."